Welcome back to another Real Talk reaction. This one is for episode 117 of Arrested Development. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe, and please hit that notification bell.
Alright, a couple comments from episode 16, starting with DellGuy03. He said, this is one of the very few times that the next time on Arrested Development tag actually included some actual footage from the next episode. I suspect that they did it in order to reveal that Maggie wasn't really blind before the episode ended. Otherwise, we'd spend a week thinking they were making fun of blind people and saying that to dogs.
Yeah.
It's funny how Amy Poehler pops on this viewing. At the time it aired, I hadn't seen her before, and I only knew about her because she and Will Arnett, Job, were married in real life. I'm also delighted that you both caught the Fonz moment looking in the mirror. Hey!
Yeah.
Did I ever tell y'all the story about how I... No, just kidding.
No. Well, your babe started.
Executive producer JoJo comes through to say, and shout out to Del Guy for giving me the pronunciation. Cavalcade. That cavalcade of stars continues. Sorry, I couldn't resist using that word again. It means a procession, but was often used in promos for old-timey TV specials, saying they would feature a cavalcade of stars. Speaking of old times TV, love that you guys got the Fonzie moment. This show works on so many levels, and yes, sweet little Amy Poehler was married to Will Arnett and was soon to take over the Weekend Update, my favorite thing ever, that's with Tina Fey at SNL. This
Legends.
Legends.
Whole legends out there.
Whole entire legends. This entire arc with Julia Louis-Dreyfus is one of my favorites. Great reaction. I find myself laughing all the harder along with the two of you. And then executive producer Lassis says, this was one crazy episode and Fonz was the MVP for me. Because he's a lunatic and how he's not disbarred, it's a miracle to me.
He's fucking crazy.
Also, yeah, I fucking love him though. Also, the blind prosecutor made so much sense after that final reveal, but I should have figured it out by her behavior because no blind person would act the way she did in this episode. It was totally like, again.
With the dog and shit, that wasn't even
everything was totally exaggerated.
Yeah, like, just gotta see your face.
Also, why she pretended to be blind is baffling. Maybe she wanted to implicate Michael as an accessory to all of his father's crimes because he's the one who runs the company now. Also, love the Leslie cameo. Maybe that was the year they got married in real life. I'm just speculating. Also, when did Maybe become Dee from Always Sunny? Because when she did, or what she did was despicable. Can't wait for the next one. Yeah. Alright guys, let's get to episode 17 right now. So many cats out there because you have cat food all over this house.
I have so many fucking cats because I got so many rats. I tell you, if you don't rat in that bitch, okay, eat the cat food. It's the only way we can go to sleep.
It's fucking random as shit.
It's funny you're talking about it afterwards.
Right. Because you're like watching this, like, what the fuck is going on?
It's the only way we can sleep.
Against his better judgment, Michael had recently set out to have an uncommon. Meanwhile, Michael's son, George Michael, discovered that his cousin Maybe had been living a double life.
Yeah, there she over here faking.
Amy, what are you doing? No, I still don't get why you're pretending to be two people. And why is one of you sick?
Hey, you don't get giant checks if you're...
But my timing was not great. So I think we should talk.
My parents are getting a divorce. Why are you wearing that sweater I bought you? Why, you don't like it?
No, of course I like it. Just because I like it doesn't mean I have to wear it. I don't wear everything I like every day.
Why don't we just get a divorce? Everybody else is.
No! We're not getting
Oh my god, he goes just
She really wants to stay together. So.
like he's just as much a con.
It's just a sprain. But at least it's legitimate.
The clumsy adolescence. It's a phase we've all been through, except for me. I was like a cat. I always ended up on all fours. Like a cat.
Wait a minute, they don't have ramps at your school?
Well, not up the bleachers.
Okay.
You should threaten to sue. It's free if it's just a threat, you know?
Hey, that's a good idea.
All right, no one's going to sue anybody. I'm not going to have my son start abusing the legal system like the rest of this family. After all, we're going to need it for years to come.
And that's when Michael decided to do the right thing.
I'm going to take this back.
So what do you think? Do we have a case against this idiot family or what?
Well, that's actually why I wanted to talk to you, Maggie. You see, it turns out that I am actually one of those idiots. And might even be the main idiot. Well, I'm not the main idiot, but I am the idiot in charge. Yeah, I'm Michael Bluth, okay? And I want you to know that I never opened up this folder. And if you could see my face, you'd see how sorry I am that I lied to you.
Phil.
When is she gonna reveal it?
The next morning, Michael once again found himself at Maggie's, and once again berated himself for the mistake.
Oh no. I'm supposed to be at the prison to talk to my dad in half an hour.
I can't believe we did this again.
It was so stupid.
Incredibly stupid. It's like we're making naughty sex even naughtier.
Oh no, I was supposed to be at the prison to talk to my dad a half an hour ago.
Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. This is the second most unethical thing I've ever done.
We cannot pretend this didn't happen, Maggie.
Or that it won't happen again.
You think it's gonna happen again?
You tell me.
2 minutes later.
Assume that it will happen again sometime.
Right.
We just need to, acknowledge this and keep it private. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Right. I mean, I have a job, I'm trying to keep a man in prison.
Right, and that man happens to be my father. Just could get ugly.
Well, it's like the Ten Commandments saying, be true to thine own self and to thine own self.
Be true.
Well, everybody quote the 10 Commandments right now.
We'll just have to keep it a secret.
What's up?
When is she gonna reveal it?
Yeah.
Our dirty little secret.
Yep.
I'm ready now.
All right.
I ain't done.
32 minutes earlier, Job, Lucille, and Barry met with George Sr.
Where'd you get this? You don't call me a sleight of hand artist for nothing.
He
Job
took
had
some
switched
shit.
out the file while his siblings discussed the Ten Commandments.
I was raising the children.
When was the last time you raised children?
Excuse me? I've got two in the waiting room right this moment.
In fact,
Doggy door. Okay.
Put him through the doggy
I'll
door.
see you in court.
Yeah, my dad's not gonna put himself in prison for life.
Yeah.
and Job decided to pass off his break-in assignment.
It's really difficult to watch this episode not knowing when the reveal is gonna happen,
Dad was asking all about you.
I doubt that very much.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. He feels like you've been sucking up this family for far too long. And that if you don't start pulling your weight around here, it's gonna be shape up. Shape up.
Try as I might, I cannot seem to impress that man.
Isn't that funny? I'm about to knock his socks off again. Yeah, I'm gonna break into this house that's got a bunch of evidence in it. Just to borrow it.
It was proving fruitless.
Do you know anything about your father's trips overseas?
I knew I'd have a fun time at home alone with Mom.
Fine. Did you ever see him return from these trips with anything unusual?
No. He came back home once with a black statue with an erect penis. It stayed in our living room until my aunt objected.
What about business associates?
I have no.
I have
This
to.
guy's wasting our time. Takeaways,
This
girl.
guy's wasting our time.
If it's evidence you want, I know where they keep it. According to my brother, there are boxes of evidence in a house on Scenic View Drive.
Isn't that where you live?
Yeah. And I'm headed there now.
Tobias, meanwhile, had used his cat-like agility to get the evidence at Maggie's house.
The cat is in it.
Unfortunately, it was just as Maggie came home.
Peripheral isn't great, but he's been leading a blind woman around.
I think she's been leading him around.
But that would mean that Maggie isn't blind.
In fact, Maggie wasn't blind, but had been pretending to be,
Son of a bitch.
since she found it helpful in taking the LSATs.
D. E places 4.
She's been using this for 15 years.
Hey, George Michael, what are you doing here?
I just thought I'd come down and see the family, see everyone.
Oh, really? Well, pal, you don't need to do that. You can head on home. Why don't you go help that handicapped friend of yours?
She kind of lied to me.
I was recently lied to myself. And for what it's worth, George Michael, you cannot let people get away with that.
It's just so hard to know what the right thing to do is.
I know that. It's not like there's some list of rules handed down to us from on high.
It's
Watch your head.
Watch your head.
Maybe the Ten Commandments.
So Michael set out to expose in
Fucking fell off
court
the
that
chain.
Maggie wasn't really blind.
She's right there. What are we gonna do?
I got a plan.
Thank God.
Your Honor, the purpose of a court of law is to find the truth, which is why witnesses...
Well, she actually blind right now,
this.
man.
After all, they say justice is blind. Surely, she
my
has
God.
enough sight to catch the truth before it hits her in the face.
Objection!
Unfortunately, Maggie had been temporarily blinded.
Oh my god. It's so bad.
That was my plan. What do you got?
That was my plan.
George Michael decided to once and for all put an end to Shirley Fuke.
I need to talk to you.
And this is the man who inspired me, George Michael Bluth. He is the one who is responsible for the new ramps at our school. And he will carry on my legacy and put an end to BS.
Put an end to BS.
Staring at each other, fully exposed, in a court of law.
Oh my god.
No.
8 minutes.
Justice.
Oh.
On the
God.
next Arrested Development,
The dog
Barry gets a sign from God.
Oh, I landed on his car.
Lead a good life. What the hell with this then?
And Maggie is replaced with a new, less generous prosecutor.
I was made to understand there were grilled cheese sandwiches here.
Alright, that was episode 17 of Arrested Development. And man, I had a lot of fun with this episode, man. We just kept waiting to see when the lawyer was going to reveal she wasn't blind. And it took the whole episode, but man, it was so beautiful when it happened on there. This show just kept going all the way through. And I loved every minute of it. And that was a good time to have Julie Dreyfus on here. Hope she get to come back again in the future. But I had a great time with this episode. Henry Winkler, he's another one right there. He's the one to watch to make this show very, very enjoyable. I thought Jason Bateman did a great job in this episode too, getting food and then finding out he was getting food. Everything was just working in this thing. Plus the blind dog jumping in the trash can. Good. Just good job all the way around. So I thought this was a really great episode and I can't wait to see another one.
Yeah, I think it's, I totally get why they did the reveal, as to Del Guy's comment, at the end of last episode, because like they didn't want to create this context of like the show's making fun of blind people, but it does kind of take away from the Arrested Development typical like reveals, like because you knew going in, so then you're just like waiting, like how does this all play out? So I did miss that, but I feel like the added caveat of being like, so we couldn't really express this full view for you, but the dog is blind, so here you go. So that was great, and I appreciate the show for adding that extra element, because you would have missed, like, I knew there was going to be a twist in here. What's the twist? So adding the blind dog was fucking brilliant, so clever.
And she's been doing it for 15 years.
And she's so committed to this entire lifestyle.
Crazy.
I fucking love it. I thought she was just a great addition to the show. I like the fact that they left it open-ended, in which she could completely come back at any point. She might still be here in the next episode.
She will come back now, since we know she's a district attorney. So.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. It was just really smart. All of it was really, really smart. And I like how George Michael ultimately sold out and was like, oh shit, I'm getting credit for this? Like, I'm about to do this too. But solid episode, all in all. And I have to shout out to the fucking mom, Lucille, for, without like falter, having the line ready to go about the fact that her shoes broke was because it can only take so much weight. She kills it! Just hot fire whenever she spits any type of insults. It's insane. But again, another super solid episode. I cannot wait for the next one.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk reaction for Arrested Development Season 1, Episode 17. And until next time, people, peace.